Speaking of getting over perfectionism, I just filmed like 5 minutes of this video and then I realized it was not recording because I hit pause and then restart, but it didn't actually restart for some reason. I'm still getting used to using this software. Anyway, this video is about why I'm making 25 videos in 2025. It was going to be 24 because I was going to do 2 per month, and then I thought, it sounds better to do 25 and 25, right? So in January, there'll be 3. This is my 3rd video that I'll be uploading. I'm a full-time business owner. I work as a self-belief coach, and I intend to do that for the long haul. I'm not intending to wind that down and become a YouTuber or monetize this channel or anything like that. So why am I doing it? Lots of reasons. Lots of them have to do with mindset and practicing and experimenting. And there's also some practical reasons. So one really practical reason is just to use this as a marketing channel. I work as a self-belief coach for introverted creative business owners, and so they need to find me somehow. And thus far, they found me mostly through Instagram, which is wonderful. I've built a previous business on Instagram too, as a personal branding photographer. So in both cases, it's been a great platform for me. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a creative place to be, and it's really led me to lots of meaningful connections and helped me grow my business. However, it's not great to leave all of our eggs in one basket in terms of marketing. And I've always wanted to and intended and have done to use other channels so that I'm not fully relying on one platform. So things like having an email list, using my blog so that I can get found on Google, and using a little bit of YouTube very sporadically. What I'm doing now is choosing to be a lot more intentional with that and to really prioritize the more long form content platforms and then repurposing to social media as a secondary activity. I've posted probably hundreds of reels at this point, and they contain really good content. They're inspiring and insightful, and they generate lots of comments and interaction with the people that are following me on there, which I am really proud of, and I love that. However, those videos are very transient. They're very hard to get found and they have a short shelf life. So I'm really looking to prioritize things like YouTube, where there's a much longer shelf life and where something that I post could be found months or years later by somebody searching for a really specific term. So my intention is to create videos as my first port of call, create a blog post to go alongside that, so there's a written version, and then send that out via my email newsletter, and then take clips from the video and the blog post and share that on Instagram. So that's how I'm kind of flipping it on its head for this experiment, which I think will be really valuable. And I also just want to build a bit of an off-ramp from Meta platforms, because I'm really not happy about the changes that they've made. I don't feel that it's a values aligned place for me to be anymore. However, I'm not in the position, which would be lovely, to just jump ship immediately that they've taken this turn and walk away because it doesn't align with what I believe in. I'm not in a position to do that because I rely on it for my business. So I need to build an off-ramp. I need to build an alternative option, and I'm hoping YouTube will be part of that. The other aim of this challenge is to help me overcome perfectionism. So that's why I'm filming this video with slightly wet hair, because I'm about to have my lunch and then go into 2 calls this afternoon. And I only had today to film this video because I have a busy schedule, so I don't have loads of time. Filming 2 videos a month is quite a lot. It's a high pace for me. So that kind of restriction helps me to just move past the overthinking, because I don't have time to sit here and overthink or to get my hair perfectly dry. So yeah, I think procrastination essentially is perfectionism sort of dressed up a little bit more fancy. Often when we're procrastinating, putting things off and trying to get everything perfect, we're really just avoiding doing the thing because there's some kind of risk underneath that. There's some kind of fear. And I definitely have that. For me, I think one of the biggest factors that's held me back from sharing on here before is that I worry that people will equate the quality of my videos with the quality of my coaching, which please don't do that because it's so different. Yeah, but it's hard to get that across, and we don't know each other, so it's very fair for you to make that assumption. But that's a fear that's held me back because I want to create really high quality stuff. I want to only put out things that I'm really proud of and they're going to help you. But obviously when you're starting something new, you can't guarantee that. Everybody starts somewhere. I'm not a videographer, and so I have to learn these skills, and my first videos are not going to be that good. The quality is going to be low for the first few at least, and I just have to find other ways to help you understand how I work as a coach. So that will be its own endeavor as I go through this challenge. So that brings me on to another reason I'm doing this, which is building new skills. So as I said, I'm not a videographer. I do have a photography background, so I enjoy composition and lighting and setting up and framing a shot. The equipment that I'm using it's not a DSLR or anything. It's just a little webcam, so the quality probably isn't up to scratch for me, but it's good enough. And I don't have any experience kind of scripting, filming, editing stuff, and that's what I really want to learn. So at the moment, my videos are very basic. They're just talk to camera format. All I've been doing is adding some interactive captions so they follow along with what I'm saying. So there's nothing to make my videos more visually engaging in terms of graphics and even cuts and transitions and effects and music and all that kind of thing. And I'm not going to force myself to learn all that stuff up front because I want to just get going. That's the whole point, is get into momentum and build confidence as I go. But eventually, by the end of this year, for example, I would love to be able to look back on my library of videos that I've created and to feel proud of what I've done and to have developed my skills as a filmmaker using all of those extra effects and things. So that's one thing I'm hoping to get from this challenge. I also would like to develop skills that I already have, but that I really want to hone and kind of feel more confident in. So I have done a little bit of public speaking in my time, mostly doing online Zoom trainings or workshops or speaking to a group. And that can bring up a lot of nerves for me. When I'm doing a group workshop and delivering to a large group, I can often become very breathless and really nervous and then come across like I don't know what I'm talking about, even though I very much do, which is frustrating. So I'm hoping that through the process of filming these videos, I'm going to really hone my skill of speaking and sharing ideas in a way that is clear and articulate and that helps people to understand what I'm about and how I can help them. I hope that next year I will be feeling really confident to pitch myself for speaking opportunities and things like that, because I'm practicing this in an environment that's really safe for me, because I'm in my house, I'm in my room, I can pause this recording, I can retake it, I can edit. So that gives me the kind of freedom and sense of safety to experiment and to try it. And then I can build up my confidence to use that in other environments that are more nerve-wracking, for example, actual public speaking or hosting guest workshops and so on. So I'm hoping that this will really help me in that way too. I also feel really inspired by my clients who are big-hearted, values-led, introverted entrepreneurs who are doing really cool things in the world that I just feel so proud of and so happy to even be a part of their journey at all. And they're constantly pushing themselves out of their comfort zone and developing their confidence in new areas. And I do that too, definitely. But there's certain areas where I've known deep down that I would like to move into that I've been holding myself back from. And YouTube is one of those. And so I've had this moment of realization over this winter break that I want to really walk my talk more. If they're going to do all these brave things, I want to do my version of a brave thing and to really lead by example and walk alongside them as they're doing their courageous moves in their businesses. So this is my version of that. And I hope that I can inspire other people who are umming and ahhing about taking a step that feels a bit nerve-wracking for them to actually just go for it and just do the experiment and see what you learn. One of the concepts that I talk about with my clients in self-belief coaching is this idea of keeping promises to ourselves as a way to build self-trust. One of the ways that we can really erode our self-trust is by setting big, audacious goals and pushing ourselves to do something that deep down we know we probably can't achieve. So we shoot too high and then we fail, and then we use that as a reason to not do something again in the future because, well, I always fail, I never meet my goals, etc. So what we do in self-belief coaching is we take something really tiny and small, something that's definitely doable, and we practice and experiment with that as a way to build evidence that you can keep a promise to yourself. And so this is my version of that. And 25 videos in 12 months might actually sound really ambitious for some people. And that's the whole thing about goals, is it has to be unique to you. It has to come from you and what feels doable and achievable and actually meaningful, like you want to do it for you. It doesn't matter what anyone else would do. So it's unique to me, that number. And it does feel doable. I'm going to try and do 25 videos that are over 5 minutes long. I'll probably do some others that are shorter, but I feel like that's enough of a stretch that it will keep me in momentum. Because like I said before, 2 videos per month, doing all the filming and editing is quite a lot. It's going to take up quite a few hours of my week. And I'm obviously seeing clients and things in between. So I need to make sure that that's my priority and I fit the YouTube stuff around that. So this is my way of keeping a promise to myself and testing that theory. Can I keep this promise? Can I follow through? And my self-trust should be through the roof by the end of this year, because I will have kept that promise, I hope, and I will have learned a lot along the way, no matter what happens. I think one of the most valuable parts of setting a goal of any type is really who you become in the process of pursuing that goal. So whether or not I hit my goal of making 25 videos this year, I will become a person who films videos regularly and edits them and puts them on the internet for people to watch. So I'm really interested to see what that person is like, what it feels like to be that version of myself, and to really integrate and embody all those skills that I will have gained along the way and the confidence that I hope will come with that. In fact, I know it will come with that because I've done this before in other areas where I've challenged myself to take something on, and I have just learned so much and just felt so much more confident in lots of other areas that are maybe not even related or connected to that thing. So I think that's a good tip to remember if you're looking to build confidence. Look outside of the specific area you're actually hoping to build that confidence in, because it's all connected. You are one whole human, and so if you feel more confident in one area, it's likely to spill over into others. So I'm hoping that I will reap those rewards through this YouTube challenge that I've set myself. So as an overview, which is probably in a different order to how I read them out because I was jumping around my notes before, the reasons that I'm doing this challenge are to overcome perfectionism, which can also show up as procrastination, to keep a promise to myself and develop my self-trust as a result, to learn new skills like scripting, filming and editing, to improve my public speaking and confidence in that area, to rely less heavily on Instagram, also grow my email list, which I didn't say before, but that's connected, to lead by example in terms of my clients and really walk my talk and expand my comfort zone in the same way that they're doing in their own businesses, and to discover who I'll become in the process. So if you'd like to follow along and see how I get on in this challenge, in this experiment, then you can always subscribe to make sure that you see all my videos. And I'd love to hear from you as well in the comments below. Let me know what you took from this. Let me know if you've set yourself a challenge for 2025 and what that looks like and what you're hoping to learn from it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching.